It is Friday, April 24th. Welcome back to another edition of Baseball Today presented by T-Mobile. That is the GOAT, Dalton Feely. I'm your host, Trevor Plouffe. Producer Dan, super producer Dan, on the ride as well. Chris Rose doing his extracurriculars with the NFL Network. He has the draft, and that is where our tip of the cap lies. Look at Rosie. He becomes a different person when he leaves John Boy Media, dude. The beard gets darkened. The suit comes out. Those glasses, I've told him, I don't know about them, but he's pulling them off right there, Dalton.
Trev, the vest, the glasses, the hair. I mean, this is a 10 out of 10. I'm surprised Rosie doesn't come back here and be like, where's my studio and makeup people for Baseball Today to make me look just as good here? Because by golly, that is a look, and he's pulling it off. Shout out the pink tie, too. Love the look. Shout out Rosie. Shout out MJD, Michael Robinson, and the NFL Draft.
Yeah, he loves doing it. He's a man that wears many hats. I do think he comes to John Boy, comes to Baseball Today, and he lets his hair down, takes his bra off, and is like, I'm home, baby. I can relax finally. Maybe that's it. Maybe not. Shout out to Rosie. Either way, he's like my work dad. That's what I always call him. He doesn't like that, by the way.
Older bro?
I see him as my work dad. He probably thinks younger bro, older bro. It's debatable. Let us know in the comments what Rosie is to me. We are going to start the show off with the Dodgers and San Francisco. They just concluded a 3-game set where the Giants took 2 out of 3. Tony Vitello doing his thing. The Giants, man, a nice victory for them. It was kind of a pitcher's series, not a lot of offense going around, but there was a little bit of chippiness, extracurricular activities, if you will. You see here Dalton rushing, applying the tag to Jung-Hoo Lee. Jung Lee looks like he's banged up. I don't know if that was Dalton's fault or the slide, but you see him here. He looks back and goes, well, fuck him. Next day, a little bit of old school baseball here from Logan Webb. There's a lot of old dogs on that roster. Nails rushing right in the ribs. And then what does rushing do? Well, he does what everybody wants to do if they get hit intentionally. And he goes in and tries to break up the double play at second base. This is exactly what you want as a runner. Goes in, tries to get Willy Adames. Now, Dot, we've gotten away from this in baseball. Kind of everybody's protected. The catchers are protected. The shortstop or second baseman around the base is protected as well. Let's go to, before I get your thoughts, let's go to Luis Ariz and see what he had to say about this whole situation.
For me, it's not no good. It's not good baseball there. So it's not clean baseball there. So we just thanks God Willie's good, and then we made the double play.
Your thoughts?
So it's interesting, right? Like it all goes back to Tuesday between the interaction with Dalton Rushing and Jung-Hoo Lee. I will say I'm surprised nothing really boiled over into Wednesday's game because I feel like in a situation like that, it's the next game where you see something happen. But it's the stud, the workhorse, the guy in San Francisco, Logan Webb, who's kind of had a little bit of a slow start this year, sends a message. I don't know if you saw the clip. Logan Webb was asked about hitting Rushing, and he said, "What happened between Jung-Hoo Lee and Dalton Rushing? I didn't see it." This is screaming a little bit of the situation that the Giants and the Reds had, where they, Landon Roop said, "I didn't do anything on purpose." You missed on the first pitch to Dalton Rushing low and in. Next pitch hits him in the ribs, both fastballs. It's a little suspicious. But going to the rushing aspect of it, like, he was trying to play a little old school baseball, as you like to call it, Trev. So I'm intrigued. I'm going to toss it to you before I give like my final thoughts because I'm going to default to our former middle infielder, then converted corner infielder. What do you think, Trev?
I mean, I played in a different era. There's no doubt about it. You can still take guys out at second base. I tried to do it one time to Dan Ugla. He kneed me in the head, and I got a concussion. So, it's it can be a scary play there. I do want to shout out our guy Patrick Bailey, who had a big homer in this series. We're not really covering that, but that's good to see him and the Giants go a little bit. As far as this whole situation, I'm not surprised it was Logan Webb. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying like he has the mentality of an old school pitcher. I like to throw innings. I don't need to strike everybody out, although I can. And he likes to protect his teammates. Now, I don't know if this was an instance where he really needed to, for being honest. Did it look bad for Dalton Rushing to say those words and look back at Jung-Hoo Lee? Sure. Is it intense rivalry in our sport, sure, but like to nail him in the ribs, like that could cause, that's I'm very partial to this. I got hit in the ribs on purpose, and I missed a bunch of time and probably missed out on a bunch of money because of it. So like I don't love it. And if I'm Dalton Rushing, I'm trying to do the exact same thing that he did. So part of me is like, dude, this is just kind of how baseball is, or at least was. We don't really get it a ton now. But if I had to choose a side here, I think I'm on Dalton Rushing's side.
Yeah, I feel that. I think the one thing for Webb I didn't love is like usually the golden rule, and correcting me if I'm wrong here, is you try to keep the ball low. Like if you're gonna go hit someone, you try to keep it low. Obviously, it didn't ride too high up because we don't want any balls near the head and neck area. The ribs is obviously a part where we really don't want to get hit either. So I don't love the location of Logan Webb hitting Dalton Rushing, but I found it interesting what Dalton Rushing said at the end of the game, being asked about it. This is from the Dodgers beat reporters. Dalton Rushing said, "It's baseball. It's a little bit of old school. It's the way I play. That's the way I was taught to run the bases. It's the same going first to third, whether the score is 6-0 or 2-1. It's nothing against those guys. Hopefully the air is cleared. Hopefully they get out what they wanted to, and I enjoy getting on base, so it doesn't really bother me." I kind of love that mentality. Like, hey, I did something that might have been controversial on Tuesday. They get back on me Thursday, but I'm going to continue playing my game, right? So he helped the Dodgers in that situation, getting on base. I like that mindset. If I was picking a side, I guess I lean the Dodgers on Thursday, more of the Giants on Tuesday, because it wasn't a great look for Dalton Rushing in that situation. I don't think he knew Jung-Ho Lee was hurt at the time when he said it. But at the end of the day, very interesting stuff. It's kind of getting that old school feeling between this Dodgers and Giants rivalry, because nowadays I feel like it's Padres Dodgers we talk about more. Giants are trying to get back into it. They've been kind of mediocre since 2022. I kind of like to see a little of this drama between these two teams.
Dan is just texting me Dave Roberts' quote on it, and then we'll move on. He said, "It probably was intentional, and for me, Rushing said what he said. I don't think he meant it too personally, but they see it. Social media catches it. Webby's an old school guy, and he's protecting his teammates." Dave Roberts played in a different era. I think I don't know. I don't really care about the situation. They don't play again until August,
which is crazy.
But anytime the Giants and the Dodgers match up like this and fireworks happen, it is baseball news.
Absolutely. I'm just happy no one got hurt in this situation. I think it's a much bigger story if something really happened. But at the end of the day, this is not as big as it could have been.
All right, let's move on. It's time to preview tonight's games presented by Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV. We go from the Bay Area to the Windy City as things continue to look good for the team located in the north side of Chicago. The Cubs, 9 straight. They mop the Phillies. Oh, my goodness. It's Chicago's longest winning streak since 2016. And we all know what happened in 2016 in Chicago for the Phillies. Things could not be going any worse. 9 games, like I mentioned, longest active losing streak in the majors. Bryce Harper and Schwarber are the only offense. The pitching has not been good either. Both teams play on Apple TV tonight. The Phillies take on the Braves, who are coming in red hot, and the Cubs take on the Dodgers in Los Angeles. So 2 cannot miss games. Which streak, Dalt, is more eye-popping to you? The Cubs going 9 in a row on the positive side, or the Phillies with that L9?
Well, I think the Mets kind of covered up the Phillies stink a little bit during their 12-game losing streak, and now people are starting to see what the Phillies have been doing recently. But you know what? I prep talking baseball. You and Jake do talking baseball. You and Rose do baseball today. We knew what was going on with the Phillies. I want to give a little love. I'm a glass half filled kind of guy, Trev. I'm going with the Cubs winning streak. I think it's really impressive because the NL Central has been so good to start this season. All 5 teams above 500 to begin the 2026 season. But the Cubs have just been going. Since their winning streak, Trev, they're slashing 329, 408, 535 as an entire lineup. All of those lead baseball because, quite frankly, that is absurd. But they're also doing it on the pitching side, too. They have the best ERA in baseball as a whole pitching staff, the 3rd best whip. They're doing it on both sides of the ball. I'm excited to see that Michael Busch is getting back to form. He had a pretty big series. Seiya Suzuki as well. Matthew Boyd returns off of the IL. I'm really excited for the Cubs because I think this NL Central could be quite competitive. And this 9-game winning streak just proves that, hey, Craig Counsell and his guys are here, and they're ready to play, trying to win that NL Central title.
Yeah, they are. I don't want to call them a juggernaut in all facets, but like kind of they're playing like it right now. Everything is going right for them. From you mentioned the starting pitching and the offense. The bullpen has found a way to do it. Palencia has been out, but Theobar stepped up. Hobie Milner out there doing it. That's a whole different discussion. I'll talk about the Phillies a little bit. It's very concerning what's happening right now. We talked about the offense, only 2 guys showing up whatsoever. It's bad there. Starting pitching, the same thing as well. Luzardo, really bad start to the year. Aaron Nola, supposed to be even year. Nola has not happened yet. Taijuan Walker, he's sent packing. They finally get Wheeler back. Even Sanchez, 294. But he's given up a ton of traffic on the bases. He's had to kind of navigate that. So that there's that. Yohan Duran's been out for them. It's just kind of been the worst case scenario for the Phillies. And maybe Wheeler brings a spark. Maybe that happens. And maybe some of those other guys in that lineup start to go. JT Realmuto just went on the IL. Like there doesn't seem to be a lot on the way, though, which scares me a little bit for the Phillies. They do look like an aging ball club right now. And where they're at in the standings and where the Braves are at in the standings, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to say the Braves are going to run away with this because it's so early on in the season. But if we're just looking objectively at this right now, it's the Braves just look like such a better team in that division right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is like the 2024, 2023 Atlanta Braves that were just purely dominant in the NL East. I will say for the Phillies, right? Like we had said all offseason, the fear of running it back with an aging team. And I think part of what we thought the Phillies could get a little bit of juice from is from Andrew Painter and Justin Crawford, but they haven't made their a significant impact overall so far this season. I think that could change tonight on Apple TV. We are going to see Andrew Painter pitch, so maybe he could help turn the tides the right way here and avoid a 10-game losing streak for the Phillies. But like you said, Trev, like it has not looked good in Philadelphia, and we know from Shelfie about the Philadelphia fan base, like when things aren't going right, you are going to know that things are not going right. So this is a big series. I believe they just got swept by Atlanta or lost 2 of 3 recently in Philadelphia. It's another set down in Atlanta. It's a big series for Phillies, and I'm really worried for them.
Yeah, look, the Mets covered up their stink for a little bit. Now the NFL draft is taking Philly fans, kind of there. Do you think they're going to like look back and be like, what happened? What happened in April? Either way, check out tonight's Friday night games on Apple TV. Phillies and Braves at 7:15 p.m. Eastern and Cubs at Dodgers 10:15 p.m. Eastern. How do you do it on the East Coast, guys? I don't know. You watch it on Apple devices, Android devices, smart TV, streaming devices, gaming consoles, or visit the web at tv.apple.com. Now, let's move on to our next topic, but before that, Chris Rose has got something to say to us.
I wanted to let you know that today's episode of Baseball Today, it is sponsored by Amazon. When life throws you a curveball, Amazon's everyday low prices on essentials helps you save the day. Amazon has everything you need whenever you need it. From planned purchases to unexpected moments, they got everything in one place. It'll save you time and money so you can focus on what matters most. For me, what matters most, having as much time as possible each week to catch all of my favorite MLB action. From tech to clothing, daily needs, anything else you need to prepare for the start of the season as we're a few weeks in, Amazon has everything you need all in one convenient place and can deliver to you anytime, anywhere. So whether it's routine shopping or handling life's curveballs, shop Amazon, save on the essentials, save the everyday.
Rosie, where are the glasses? Where's the vest? What's going on there? All right, I love them. Let's move on. We continue our travels east as we head to Boston, where the first edition of the rivalry took place. The Yankees, oh boy, sweep the Red Sox in Fenway. The first time doing that in Boston since September of 2021. Ooh. Currently, the Yankees 16-9, first place in the AL East, and the Red Sox are 9-16. I ask you this, my friend Dalton: are you more excited about the Yankees' hot start, or more worried about the Red Sox and what's going on there?
So earlier how I said I'm a glass half filled kind of guy. I love talking positivity.
Let's go down, baby.
You can just grab that and throw it away. I am worried for the Boston Red Sox right now, Trev. And plus, we got a lot of Yankee fans in the office. I hear about the Yankees all the time. So I kind of want to talk about the Red Sox here because, quite frankly, it has not been good at all, Trev. It's been bad. Permission to rant for a quick second.
Granted.
Thank you. This offseason, the Red Sox and the Diamondbacks, I'm a Diamondbacks fan. We know this. They were linked to Ketel Marte trade, and it never really happened. And I was just confused on the Boston side of it. They didn't want to give their prospects up. They've needed power, Trev. That's the one thing in this lineup they don't have. They're tied for last in home runs this year. And once again, it's been an issue. If you take away a guy named Rafael Devers, who they traded away last year, since 2022, there's been only one other instance where a Red Sox hitter has hit more than 25 home runs in a season. That was Tyler O'Neill in 2024. He's also not on the team anymore, Trev. So they do not have a consistent thumper. If you're not going to hit for power, you got to find another way to manufacture runs, and they have not. They're 26th in on base. They're 26th in runs. They're 27th in average, 29th in OPS, 30th in slug. They have not found a way to score runs, Trev. It's blatantly apparent. The pitching has to be the driving force of this team. And when they don't go 6 innings, apparently, they don't win. So this Red Sox offense has to find a way. I know last couple of years I've been high on Boston, so I'm kind of annoyed because I really like this team. Outside of maybe addressing the need of a power bat, they should be good. 9-16 should not be in the cards for them. I want to see them get better because I think it's more interesting in the American League East when Boston is good and competitive. 9-16 is just not going to do it, so I'm concerned for them.
Yeah, they also don't steal bases, another way to manufacture runs, which we've seen teams kind of, really start to do over the last couple of years. They just don't have the guys doing that as well. I don't know what needs to change. I mean, I look at this lineup and I'm like, okay, this could happen. It just hasn't at all. And you're right. There's the Rafi Devers stuff. There's the Bregman stuff. So Red Sox fans do have the right to be upset, kind of what's going on in that front office, especially when the Yankees come into town and they look like a premier team in the AL. I mean, the pitching that we got, Fried and Schlittler, my goodness, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys were absolutely dominant. It was an easy thing for those guys. Then you put, kind of what the Yankees are doing on offense. They found their guy, late bloomer, and Ben Rice. Red Sox fans have to be looking at that, being like, where's our guy? Where's our late bloomer who has, 1.1ing it right now? Roman Anthony was supposed to be our guy. He's not doing it. We have these young prospects, and maybe that's what it is Roman Anthony is going to be good, right? But they're not leading the way like maybe Red Sox fans or the front office thought they would be, like the way a Sal Stewart is or a Kevin McGonigal.
Sure.
Those guys haven't done that yet. Especially this year. So I'm concerned about the Red Sox. Crochet is a thing early on in the season. That's concerning, obviously, because he needs to be your stopper and hasn't been that over the last couple of games. Red Sox kind of down bad. Yankees up good. They're crushing it, man. If you want to talk about what they've been able to do, I mean, Stanton big in this series. He's a big kind of lineup lengthener for the Yankees. Belly with a big knock, come from behind victory there. So the Yankees kind of played what I'll say like a perfect series for them. They really did. And whether that's you coming in beating up on a Red Sox team that's down bad or not, doesn't matter. That's still big games in division, and they showed up when it mattered.
And Trev, I don't want to minimize what the Yankees starting pitching did because you're absolutely right. You got to beat the team that's in front of you. And it might be a sluggish and cold Boston Red Sox team so far, but it's still the rivalry. It is still the biggest rivalry in baseball. Schlittler and Fried going 8 innings. I believe it was the first time since 2003, Mike Mussina, Andy Pettitte, where Yankees had consecutive starts of 8 innings plus versus the Boston Red Sox. That's pretty good. That is pretty good, Trev. I do want to say before we moved on, did you see the Peyton Tolley clip after the game about him talking about the Red Sox and where they're at right now?
I saw him pitch. I didn't see the clip. Let's run it.
I mean, I think it's especially being part of the Red Sox. You want to beat the Yankees all the time. Having a night like this fun, but as you can tell, this locker room wants more than just a good pitching performance. So, happy with how it went, but at the end of the day, we want to win, and I think we just won it. I think there's I see a lot of guys in this room that obviously want to win, and whatever it may be, we got a lot of care, and so just going to try to come in here and be a light every day and have fun with it.
Trev, I just like from Peyton Tolley, like he shoved. Like this is a guy who didn't make the rotation coming out of spring training. He makes his first start versus the Yankees this season, gives him 11 Ks, 6 innings of 1-run ball, like puts Boston in a spot to win the game. He leaves the game with Boston winning 2-1. And he's supposed to be he's trying to be that spark plug. He's trying to give something. And you could tell from his answer, like it was pretty eye popping to, at least to me, where it's like, we got to win. Like it's great I pitched well, but at the end of the day, as a team, we have to get W's on the board.
Yeah, this is one of those times in a clubhouse you got to do something funky. I don't know, like sacrifice something, take a bat, light it on fire, and dance around it naked, whatever it may be. That happens. I promise you that. So they got to do something to change kind of the atmosphere around the clubhouse right now. There's no doubt about that. Yankees continue to do what you're doing, and guess what? Chris Rose is back to tell us something else.
I want to tell you about this, that today's episode is sponsored by SoFi. For a lot of people getting into crypto, a little bit overwhelming, and you can understand why. Trading platforms, complicated. There's a lot of hesitation about using unfamiliar apps instead of a trusted financial institution. Well, that's where SoFi comes in handy. SoFi is the first nationally chartered bank where you can buy, sell, hold cryptocurrency, all from one simple, easy-to-use app. With access to over 25 cryptocurrencies on a federally regulated platform, SoFi offers the added confidence and the safeguards that you'd expect from a bank. Here's the best part. It's all integrated into the same app you already use for your finances, meaning you can manage your crypto right alongside your checkings, your savings, and your other investments. And from now until June 30th, new SoFi crypto members can receive up to $1,000 to help kickstart their crypto journey. Now, crypto, I want to let you know, it is inherently risky. You need to make sure it's right for your financial situation. But if you're ready to explore crypto with SoFi, all you have to do is visit SoFi.com/JohnBoy to start your crypto journey today.
Thanks, Chris Rose. Dalt, you know what I did a lot in the show? Hit dingers, baby. 106 of them. Everybody's sick of hearing about it, including myself. We saw a big offensive day on Thursday. A lot of offense across the league, but we had 3 special homers, we'll call them. First, we got Spencer Torkelson with the walk-off Jimmy Jack. Tigers win 5-4, take the series over the Brewers. We're looking at it right now. That was the second homer of the series for him. Later in the afternoon, our guy Gavin Sheets, go-ahead 3-run homer in the top of the 9th to help the Padres take that series in course. Remember, they won the first game 1-0. This one was more like what you'd expect in course.
Yeah.
Holy Sheets.
Holy Sheets!
And it was his 30th birthday, so you love that. And then last night, our guy Evan Carter not only robbed one from O'Neal Cruz earlier in the series, but hits this inside the Parker, which I feel like you love inside the park home runs. I don't even know that for sure, just getting that feeling. Gives the Rangers the early lead. They end up also winning the series against the Pirates. Didn't mention O'Neal Cruz's homer off the freaking foul pole, which was crazy. Let's just go through these. What was your favorite? I'm assuming Evan Carter. Am I right?
I mean, you just kind of did my portion for me. 100%, Trev. Come on. Listen, you've seen me in the warehouse, Trev. I'm like 6'1", 150. I'm a skinny guy. There's no power here. So my favorite default trait has to be speed, baby. Speed kills. And Evan Carter, let's ignore the fact that Ryan O'Hearn probably could have caught that ball, but the ricochet off the wall, I think one of the greatest things in sports is the inside park home run. Again, Diamondbacks fan, I'll put my hand up. My favorite thing to watch in the sport currently is Corbin Carroll hitting a ball down the right field line and hitting a triple. It is electric to watch him on the base paths. Evan Carter's in the similar vein. He's a fast guy. He is so fun to watch on the bases. The play at the plate, like, it was still a close play. That's the exciting part. You see a rounding third, everyone gets excited. Close play at the plate. Umpire goes safe. It's hype, Trev. I love the inside the park home run. It started the scoring for the Rangers in the rubber match, and they got the job done in the game.
I'll go to Spencer Torkelson and kind of what he did. I mean, it's a big series right there. The Brewers, I know the NL Central is hot, and there's some teams that are playing better than them, like the Reds and the Cubs, but they're going to be fine. Abner Uribe, 100 miles an hour. You turn that dang thing around. Are you kidding me? And again, second homer of the series. It's a massive win for the Tigers. I told Jolly earlier today, is this a dark horse World Series matchup?
Ooh.
Like he said, well, Rob Manfred would hate that. And I said, yeah, you're probably right about that.
Yeah.
But it would be great ball. And we saw that here in the series. And Torks, he's just one of those guys that kind of like, I don't know. We talk him up, then we talk him down. Like the career war is always a funny thing to point at. But he's found himself, kind of in the middle of that Tigers lineup. And there are times where he can carry a team. A guy that went, I believe, 1-1 overall. That was hitting supposed to be his calling card. He's found his role. I'll say that in the Tigers offense. They still need to pick it up. They're another team that kind of underperforming at the moment in my mind. But I believe this game also, they gave up. Skubal gave up the lead here. Torkelson comes back, wins the game on Skubal Day, which you kind of have to do if you're the Tigers. Believe this was the day. A nice series victory for them. And then we can both just kind of gush over Gavin Sheets and what he meant to the Padres this year. We saw the walk-off down in San Diego. This essentially is another form of a walk-off, top of the ninth lead change. I'll call it a material change. I'll do it.
Stop it.
I'll do it right now. What do you think about this one?
I mean, we got to come up with a better name. I think we got to workshop it, whether it's in our Talking Baseball group chat or something. I love the idea, Trev. I like it
wholeheartedly.
Material change, I think I'm out. But we'll come up with something, right? We'll come up with something. Yeah, I mean, listen, NL West guy, that is a Coors effect game for sure. 5-run comeback for the Padres. Our guy, Ryan Cohen, big Padres fan, he always talks about how much he hates Coors Field. But I'm pretty sure in that instance, I think he was okay with enjoying Coors Field and the Gavin Sheets home run. Happy 30th birthday. What a moment. My birthday's in January, so if I was in the show, which, again, I don't think my build would make me get there, I would never have a home run during the season because they don't play in January. So that's why I didn't choose it. But what a great moment for Gavin Sheets. What a present.
Yeah, I think even the winter leagues are done by January. You could have been a winter league superstar. In fact, I think that's what you would have been. Just getting paid in cash down there in the DR or Venezuela, whichever one you wanted to play. Yeah. What would they call you? El Gringo, obviously.
I'd bat $1.25, but I'd get some good hustle on the field.
Flacco Gringo. That's your nickname down there. Love to see the homers. Love the offense. Love what we got going on in the sport right now. Let's move on. Before our last topic, I have to tell you a little bit about Mars Men. Nobody really warns you about this. One day everything feels normal. Workouts are clicking, energy's there, you feel like yourself, then gradually it's not. Same effort, same routine, but something's off. And for a lot of men, the reason isn't what they think. Most men's testosterone levels start declining around age 30. But here's the part that doesn't get talked about. Even when the body's still producing testosterone, a protein called SHBG can lock it up so it can't actually be used. It's like having money in the bank, but the debit card doesn't work. Don't love that. Mars Men is a natural supplement. Do love that. Designed to help free that locked testosterone so the body can actually use it. No synthetics, no needles. Made in the USA, third-party tested, and backed by a 90-day money-back guarantee. For a limited time, our listeners can get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. And it's also available on Amazon. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them Baseball Today sent you. All right, Dalt. Last topic of the day. And this is something that we like to do. And I think you really wanted to do this yourself, if we're being honest here. Last minute change for you. It's our first time you and I together.
Right.
On the same show. You filled in for me. I appreciate that. Before talking baseball, we always get together. You're a lead researcher there. We talk about the storylines, the teams, the players around the league, who we want to highlight. So The floor is yours, man. What do you got? Who do you want to highlight? Who's caught your eye in the 2026 season to start here in April?
So first, Trev, appreciate that. When we were talking about the rundown of the show today, like I wanted to do this because I wanted to talk Ildemaro Vargas because I think his story, a veteran guy, utility player, bounced around the league a little bit on his third stint with the Diamondbacks. I'm like, I really want to talk about him. But then Jolly Olive on Talking Baseball decided to talk about on Talking Baseball. So like I don't want to overlap because I'm here for the people, baby. Like we're content machines. I don't want to overlap who we're discussing. So I'll go with a team that's been struggling and a superstar, quite frankly. The Houston Astros have had a rough start to the season. I'm talking bad. But if it wasn't for Yordan Alvarez, they could be in a much worse spot. Trev, we all know about Yordan Alvarez. I get it, but like I don't know if people understand the numbers he's putting up this season. He's average. He's first in baseball. On base, he's first in baseball. Slugging, he's first in baseball. You can guess that means OPS is first in baseball. 11 home runs, most in baseball. 26 RBIs, most in baseball. But here's the part that I find interesting, Trev. When you watch a guy of Yordan Alvarez's caliber, left-handed power hitter, I think the two things that would be the usual red flags are strikeouts and struggling versus left-handed pitching. Yordan Alvarez has the fifth best K percentage in baseball. He's ahead of guys of Nico Horner, Stephen Kwan, Jacob Wilson, guys who are known for their contact. And I know this riles you up, Trev. His walk to K ratio, 19 walks, 11 Ks. That's awesome. He has the highest OPS versus left-handed pitching, Trev. As a left-handed batter, we have these great hitters in baseball who are right-handed. They're not matching Yordan's production versus left-handed pitching. He is a stud, and I think some of baseball forgot how good Yordan was because last year, injury-plagued season, missed over 100 games. It's so good to watch him play baseball again. He's arguably like the third best hitter in the sport behind Judge and Shohei. I'm so happy to see him back. He's been crushing it, and if it wasn't for him, Houston be in a really bad spot.
Now, I thought you were going to say Judge and Soto there. And I'm happy to involve all of them for best hitter in baseball. Like, that's fine. I think Judge probably has a leg up as far as what he's done over the last couple of years. But all those guys, for all intents and purposes, those four guys are top of the heap, which is crazy to talk about Shohei that way. But It is. Go check the numbers, people. Here's the caveat, though. And I've said this before, and I've thought this for a long time since he was a young guy in the league. If we're in a big spot in a big game and the opposing team can pick whatever pitcher they want to come into the game, I'm taking Yordan every single time in those situations for some of the reasons you highlighted. Split proof, doesn't K, has massive pop, hits for average, does everything right. I think a lot of those guys, there are some holes. Like Shohei can get swing happy and chase a little bit. Aaron Judge from time to time can go on a strikeout streak. Juan Soto, probably a little bit more well-rounded, tough to K, takes his walks. But Yordan, to me, in those situations, I think he might be the best pure hitter in the game. So I'm totally in. Love that you highlighted him. Snaps to you, Dalt. If you haven't watched, go check him out. The swing is beautiful. Cuban ball players, man. I say it all the time. People got to listen to me, man. I'm going to highlight two guys real quick. The M&M brothers from the AL Central. And not Morneau and Mao or the original M&M boys. No. I'm talking Murakami and Colson Montgomery of the Chicago White Sox. We're probably not going to talk a ton about the White Sox throughout the year, but we will talk about these two guys. I was going to throw Miguel Vargas in the conversation as well. He needs to get it going. He's been hitting some homers lately. But Murakami and Montgomery, I think more people need to notice what they're doing. Murakami on that really cheap, short deal the White Sox got him on is looking like geniuses. Does he strike out? Sure, we knew that coming in, but he also walks. 21 walks, 35 strikeouts. That crosses my threshold. It's got to be 1 to 2. He's doing that. But he's mashing the ball. 10 homers already, only one behind Yordan for the lead, 992 OPS. People said he couldn't hit velo. He's hitting velo, people. He's doing it, okay? And then Colson Montgomery, 24-year-old shortstop, came out last year and bang the ball around the park. He's doing it again, man. 861 OPS. He has 7 homers already. It's April, people. I think we just throw out numbers like 7 homers and don't think about it. This is in a month.
Right.
Extrapolate that over 6 months, and you got 42 dingers from shortstop. He's a stud. Probably doesn't get talked about enough. He should, man. We got a bunch of young dudes at the shortstop position right now. McGonigal, Colson Montgomery. There's other guys I'm forgetting right now, but
yeah,
fun to talk about these two.
I mean, this is what the White Sox need, right? Like, we want to talk about them more and more. They're going to be on the up and up, but it's going to start with Murakami and Montgomery. So I'm excited that you highlighted them. I saw them this series versus the Snakes, and every time they got up, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. This is going to be interesting because I'm worried if they're going to hit a ball 450 feet again.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. I'm curious about Murakami's future. I want 2-year deal. 2-year deal?
We had said it all off season, Trev. Like, we were shocked. And when I say we, I'm talking baseball and baseball. Like, we thought he'd get a larger deal. We like whether it was years or money. 2 for 34 was insane. I thought the market would have been way larger for him, but at least he's proving that, like, hey, I can mash here too. I am great.
It'd be interesting to see if the White Sox try to lock him up, if he aligns with their timeline. Or I hate saying this, early on in April, they just got this guy. Like, do they try to take advantage of the value that they have with him right now? Interesting. We'll see.
I hope not. I hope they keep
Me
him.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. I agree with that. That's going to do it for our show today. Dal, you are the absolute best for coming in, helping with the questions, helping with our TB research, filling in for Rosie, everything. You filled in for me last week. You mean a lot to this company. We are lucky to have you and your ball knowledge. So, for Dalton Feely, for producer Dan, I am Trevor Plouffe. We will see you on Monday for another edition of Baseball Today.